Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm doing another scrapbook mixed media layout using the Dear Lizzie documentary collection. This background paper is called Blossoms, and I love this floral as well, and I want to enhance it as I always do. So as you saw right there, I was mixing up some modeling paste and like deep magenta acrylic paint, and I'm getting my watercolors prepped so that I can add more of the teal green color to the background. This time around, because I was blotting the page and everything right now, I actually did not use any gesso. So this is just straight onto the cardstock, adding just some careless scribbles. I'm using two pictures of me and my sister when I went to go see her in New York City for this layout, and kind of staggering them, which is hence why the mixed media is only in those two areas. Then with the modeling paste mixed with the acrylic paint, I am adding these Prima Marketing, this is called, I think, Fading Florals, to random areas and not fully doing the stencil. And then this little chevron stencil came with a stamp set from Vintage Ink? Vintage-esque, something like that. So it's kind of a little sticky stencil that I kind of like. I actually, on this layout doing it, I ripped it, so it's kind of broken now. But I just wanted a little chevron action there in that magenta to bring out that colored flower on the page. And I think it does the job. And then just to add a little bit into the corner, I went through and added one more flower, or floral, you should say. I type matted it on black cardstock, and then these are from the 6x6 paper pad from Dear Lizzie, and it adds more, again, that magenta color that I am loving that this collection features, and then this soft little polka dot on like a grid background. The polka dot is the teal color, so I matted them both with, two different pages that are featured in this collection. And this collection I love. If you've seen, probably by this time this goes up, I've already done one, and I have like two other layouts done with this Dear Lizzie collection. I love it. I love Dear Lizzie. So just using it for my trip to New York mostly this time. So I use my Cuttlebug and my Little Bee monogram die cuts to cut out the word sisters using the 6x6 paper pad. And you can't see it here, but on the final one, I do outline it in like black Sharpie pen so that it stands out more, because I love the different pattern papers and they each feature it, and it was hard for it to see against the pattern paper, so I do outline it. All the die cuts you see me fussing around with here are also from the collection from Dear Lizzie. These were in the pack, so some of these kind of like craft paper with gold foil on it, and the camera that's behind the word forever. The two sunglasses, they're all from that ephemera pack. I also use the forever word is from the thicker sheets from it as well. And then you can see them over on the left side. I do punch out some gold hearts with a punch from glitter paper from my stash that you'll see kind of sprinkled around the layout as well. I am using this Scotch Quick Dry adhesive for adhering all of the paper things down and getting the placement of forever just right. What else do I do on this page? I add this gold piece. Oh, yep, and here I am. That's right, I forgot. I add gold thread. And my thread, it looks like tinsel. I know I've said it a couple times before. I got like tinsel looking gold thread. I like it. It's shiny, but it reminds me of tinsel like you put on a Christmas tree. So, and it's like so much on there. I'm going to have that thread spool forever. I do add a few of the die cuts, and do I add some of the, I also have some of the stickers go on this sheet too. And like I said, everything is from the collection. I do use, actually I break out from my stash, but you'll see me use a little bit here. The gold foil acetate, it was a specialty sheet from the Crate Paper Journeys collection. I didn't use all of these tags, so I cut one up that looks like chevron, and I added as like a little gold hint around the edges, as you see me doing right now. So that is from the Journeys collection from Crate Paper. It's just left over from, I think, the Click Kit, and it was from gosh, maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. Yeah, but it worked well. And and speaking of, the only reason why I'm using that, ladies, my craft room is a disaster, and because I'm using everything, so I see it, and that's the only way I use things in my stash. Because if my room explodes, then things are just kind of laying out, and I see it, and I'm just like, ooh, let me add this to my page. So my my layouts are actually more creative, and I use more of my stash when my room is a mess. Does anyone else go through that? Like when my room's all neat and pretty, it's like I don't use as much of my stash. But when my room looks like a tornado, I can remember things and I see things and I'll use other things in my collection. It's hilarious. So, what am I doing? Back to the layout. I am using, so the little heart punches that I used from the gold glitter paper, I'm adhering them around the layout for just a little bit more of the gold element, so that it's not as a dominant feature, but it is kind of a highlight feature. Adding them on the camera. And this page came together quite easily. It didn't take long other than just waiting for the modeling paste in the beginning to dry. Um, came across very quickly. And if speaking of the pictures, I went to New York City, so it's the first picture. Well, actually, no, both. We went to visit the World Trade Center. The new one is up and beautiful as ever that I remember, and then the memorial for 9/11 is two huge fountains, and they're just huge and beautiful, and it was very respectful afternoon there. It was very nice. I'm glad I got to see it. So yeah, here comes my close-ups, and that'll do it for my layout. Thank you again for watching. You can see the sisters are outlined like I said, and I added some journaling to the bottom of the page. Thank you so much. Please subscribe. Bye!